And so what is it about inbound marketing? Well, inbound marketing for me is the marketing world's adaptation to the age of information abundance. So if any of you studied Marshall McLuhan in college, you're probably aware of his ideas of the analog world, the world before the digital world. And what we had was mass media. And when you could communicate through mass media, you had this world where few people created content and a lot of people consumed content. And we now know in the digital world, a lot of people produce content and a lot of people consume content. So we've moved from information scarcity to information abundance. We weren't aware we were in information abundance or information scarcity. We didn't think it was weird you had to go to the library. Growing up in rural New Brunswick, we used to have people who would come door to door selling the next version of the encyclopedia, and we bought that stuff, but it never occurred to us that we were in a world of information scarcity. And when you communicate through mass media, you're not necessarily speaking to specific audiences, but you're trying to find that lowest common denominator that can connect large groups of people. And now that we've moved to the age of information abundance, inbound marketing has tried to correct for many of the differences that occur in the world of information abundance. And one of these things is the idea that marketing is an exchange of value between buyers and sellers. And this is absolutely true. If you've seen or implemented an inbound marketing strategy, you probably have some content and you put that content behind a landing page, and then people go to that landing page and they give you their data, their contact details, and then they get the content. And so a transaction has taken place. It's not a monetary transaction. The currency in this case is information, but a transaction has indeed taken place. And this is what inbound marketing gets right. Inbound marketing also understands that selling starts in the research phase of a sale. So if you build a business whose marketing assets are entirely built for people who are ready to purchase, then you're missing a big group of people who just aren't there yet and who you're not communicating with, and you're ceding the opportunity to people who are willing to give those people information. If we think about the analog world, there was an imbalance between buyers and sellers, where sellers had more information than buyers, and that's why the used car salesman was the emblematic salesman of the information scarcity era, because he knew something you didn't know, and he was going to screw you over with that information. But now we buyers know more than the sellers, and that in turn transforms the power dynamic between the two. Inbound marketing also understands that great content is great advertising. In the analog world, advertising was the thing that sponsored the content we wanted to consume, but in the digital world now, the line between content and advertising is getting increasingly blurry, and the advertising that we like the most, that breaks through our attention deficit and our information abundance, is usually that which most appears like art. Relationships is more important than sales. When people come to me and they're like, I want to sell through digital media, I always have to remind them, digital media doesn't help you sell. Digital media allows you to form and foment and develop relationships. It does not allow you to sell. You cannot mistake the medium for the purpose. And so what it allows us to do is to develop relationships at scale, but selling is not necessarily going to come just because you're on digital media. Pull is obviously much better than push. If any of you have received a robocall this morning, you realize that that idea is increasingly ridiculous in an age where we can get personalized everything. So why are you calling to sell me a life insurance plan?